Hello and welcome back to the channel. If you watched the previous episodes of the Lakehouse Build series, you would have seen us forming the footings, pouring the concrete, and installing the weeping tile and gravel. If you haven't seen those episodes, be sure to subscribe to the channel and check out the playlist to find them. This episode is all about the beginning of the foundation walls. We are using Nudura ICF blocks, which are insulated concrete forms. It is basically styrofoam that you stack like Lego and then pour concrete in. Unlike traditional concrete forms where you remove once the concrete cures, the styrofoam remains and provides an R value of 24, and then in combination with the concrete and thermal mass properties, they claim up to an R50. The first order of business was to get all of the forms down to the footing. The forms are 18 inches high, and for the first course on our lower section, we have to cut the forms down to 12 inches, as that is how it worked out for our step footings. So here we are cutting the corner forms with the skill saw. We also had to determine whether we needed left or right corners. As you can see, the corners have a short side and a long side, and that is so that as you stack the corner, you are alternating the seams to provide the strength needed during the concrete pour. Even with the blade fully extended on the 7 1/4 saw, it doesn't quite cut right through, so we had to follow it up with a handsaw. After cutting one of the straight sections with the skill saw, we quickly realized there was a better way and pulled out our contractor table saw. With a 10-inch blade, this allowed me to cut right through on one side and then flip the form over and cut the other side. The other benefit was that we didn't have to measure and mark each form, as once the width of the saw was set, it was just a matter of running the forms through. With a bunch of the forms cut along with all of the corners needed, it was time to start placing them on our chalk lines. The chalk lines show us exactly where we need to place the forms on our footings and ensure we are running straight and square. We start with the corners and then place all of the full straight blocks, which are 8 feet in length. We will then come back and measure for the cuts to fill in between. There is a little bit of a learning curve for the first row as the blocks have male and female connections on the top and bottom, similar to the way Legos interconnect. These are on 2-inch increments, so you try and line them up to meet that. When you can't make a cut on the 2-inch increment, they refer to it as a common seam, and that is where you need to brace it with wood to ensure the forms stay together during the concrete pour. Where one wall meets into an adjacent wall at a T intersection, we have to cut out the form to ensure the concrete can flow through. There are metal straps that are used to reinforce that intersection and tie into rebar running perpendicular that hold it all together. With the lower section done the day before, it was time to turn our attention to the upper section. Unfortunately, we woke up to some rain, but we were excited to see the progress and wanted to push right on. Here you can see I am installing the metal straps at the T intersection that reinforces the connection and ensures everything stays in place. It was at this time that we heard the beeping of a large truck backing up. It was a delivery of the rebar we needed to install in the ICF forms. So I ran up, started up Bob, and got him warming up, and then helped direct the driver. This is where I'm going to end this episode. Come back and check out the next one as we continue the Lakehouse Build series. Please drop a comment below, give it a thumbs up, and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.